Ew. Just ew. Batman Gotham City Racer is just such a bad game. There's almost no fun to be had here. Why do I do this to myself? Why did I decide to review a game this bad today? I mean, I could have done a video on the new Xbox console like everyone else on the internet, but no. I'm such a glutton for punishment. I just have to play an awful game. I just have to. Why do I do this to myself? So this is a Batman racing game, kind of a racing game, more like a driving game really, from 2001. And the graphics would make you believe this is a game from 1901. They are so bad. If you told me this was a game from 2001 just by looking at the graphics, I would not believe you. It just looks horrible. It looks like an unfinished product. It looks like the first level of Bubsy 3D. You can't really make out the full awfulness of the game's graphics because everything is just so dark, but the game just looks unbelievably bad for when it was released. The cars also control horribly. I mean, I've really seldom played a game with controls this bad. The Batmobile is a multi-million-dollar crime-fighting tool. It was specifically designed to go fast, to be able to turn fast, to have good controls. In this game, the Batmobile feels like a go-kart that was slapped together by a bunch of 10-year-olds with school glue. It handles like somebody just ripped out a piece of Batman's brain and made him drive drunk. I would argue the other cars you can play with in the game handle even worse. Specifically, the various motorcycles you drive. You literally cannot turn. You drive Robin's motorcycle, you will crash into every other wall. Go home, Robin! You're drunk and blind! The game's cutscenes are snippets of the new Batman adventures. They basically take out scenes from the cartoon and use it as this game's story. And I gotta say, that's probably the best part of the game. There are some pretty cool cutscenes in the game, with a lot of action. The problem is, you don't get to participate in any of the action. You, in essence, drive from one cutscene to the next. You don't really do any of the cool things Batman would do in a good Batman game, like, say, be Batman and kick ass. You're like Batman's chauffeur. You're a taxi service for Batman and his little kid sidekicks. The only action you see is when you have to shoot the enemy vehicles with your Batmobile. When you have to have car combat, like chasing down an enemy and shooting at them, it's like a really, really, really bad version of Twisted Metal. Because the cars handle so poorly, and the camera doesn't help much either, it's almost impossible to shoot down the enemies. I mean, I really have to reiterate how bad the controls in this game are. You could see how bad they are. You can see how I'm crashing into every other wall, and I'm not just doing that for shits and giggles. The vehicles in this game handle like trash cans being pushed by a strong wind. There are different kinds of missions in this game. It could be racing against the clock, it could be tailing an enemy, it could be chasing down an enemy and trying to shoot them down, things like that. It's an interesting change of pace for a Batman game. Normally you'd expect a Batman game to be you playing as Batman. I'm not complaining about the fact that this is a Batman game where all you do is drive. That wouldn't be so bad if the driving was actually fun, but the driving is impossible and just one of the worst driving experiences I have ever had in a game. I mean, there are worse driving games, I've reviewed a lot of them, but the thing is, those games were made by amateur game developers. This is made by a major studio. This is from fucking Ubisoft! When an enemy's going really fast, following them is almost impossible. Like, you crash into a wall, and it's almost impossible to get yourself on the right track. As soon as you back up and position your car to follow the right path, the enemy's already long gone, and there's no way you'll catch up. You're chasing Two-Face, you crash into a wall, might as well restart the level. You're not gonna catch up with him. Just save yourself the embarrassment and the 3 minutes of your life. It's almost unbelievable to me that a major company published something this inferior. Aside from the cutscenes, there's nothing good I can say about this game. This game also has versus split screen where one person is the hero and one person is the villain, but for some reason I couldn't get anyone to play it with me. It's strange. It's like none of my friends are completely insane. Batman Gotham City Racer is absolutely a contender for the worst PlayStation game ever made. It's probably not the worst PlayStation game, but it's pretty damn close. For a game this bad, I'm not even gonna bother with a score. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.